Hey guys, Mike here. So today, I'm here to talk to you about The Informer. In this review, I'll be going over a brief summary of the plot, my quick thoughts about the film, and whether or not you guys should go and see it. So I'm going to try and keep this review spoiler-free. However, if you don't know anything about the film, and you want to go in completely blind, then it's just come back to this video once you've seen the film. So with that, let's get started, shall we?
This ends now.
Surprise.
So The Informer stars Joel Kinnaman as Pete Kozlow. You may remember him from RoboCop 2014 and from Suicide Squad. In The Informer, Pete is an ex-convict who's been tasked by the FBI to infiltrate a Polish drug gang. One night, as they're coming close to bringing down the entire operation, a drug deal goes sideways and pretty much the whole operation is nearly completely blown. To try and salvage the case, Pete is told by the FBI he must go back into prison to see if he can try and salvage the case from there. And so we have The Informer. So going into The Informer, I wasn't really expecting much. You know, I've seen Joel Kinnaman in a few things, but he isn't exactly an actor who I particularly follow, but I don't really dislike him either. He's just kind of one of those ones where it's like, oh, he's in it, okay. And I thought this was just going to be another by-the-numbers drug bust movie where you pretty much know everything that's going to happen. And while that was the case for most of the movie, I thought they did a couple of things that were, you know, interesting and did kind of shake things up a little bit. For starters, they didn't bombard you with Pete's past, they just kind of threw you into the deep end saying, yep, he's doing the drug bust now, and they kind of go from there, and they kind of explain who he is and where he came from as the movie went along. Which I thought, you know, was a good choice because I imagine they know probably people aren't going to be too invested in this one. They'll probably think it is too much like all these other movies that are similar to it, so they decided to do something a little bit different, which, you know, was definitely appreciated. And Joel Kinnaman, you know, he was fine in the movie, you know, he did everything he was supposed to do, and he was likeable, and, you know, you did kind of root for him. The only issue I kind of had with his character was, well, it was actually more of how he kind of spoke at a point, because in scenes where he's supposed to be given important information, he does kind of mumble and growl through it, and it's just kind of like a bit hard to understand what he's saying, and you don't know if what he said was extremely important or whether it was just kind of something that you can just kind of like not listen to and just kind of forget about. Other than that, you know, he was perfectly fine. Could anyone else have played this role? Yeah, probably, but it's alright that it was him. Rosamund Pike was in this too, and you know, she's a really good actor, and there's not really much to say about her character. You know, she was just kind of like the by-the-numbers FBI informant, agent, whatever. There's not really much to say about her, or really kind of anyone else in this movie. I think The Informer did a good job of always making you feel like something was happening, something was always pushing the story forward. Though, at the same time, the pacing was a little bit off because at the start it was really interesting, you know, we were kind of building to the next scene, the tension was rising. Then in the middle it kind of dipped a little bit and you were kind of hoping that something a little more interesting would happen, and at the end, the ending definitely saved this movie. It was definitely how, well, it definitely wasn't how I saw the movie would end, to be fair. It was kind of a little bit of an ambiguous ending. I don't know if they're trying to set up for a sequel, or whether they're just saying, like, yeah, this is how we're ending it. You know, either way, it was a perfectly fine ending. Now, as you may know, I don't like watching trailers for movies that I'm just going to inevitably see anyway, because they do kind of show a bit too much, and by the time you actually see the movie, you've already seen it a million times. And I did kind of see the trailer for this one, well, only part of it, because, you know, once I got to the halfway mark in the trailer, I was like, yep, I'll go see that. But it did kind of give away one of the tensest scenes in the movie, and while it was still quite a good scene, it was kind of ruined, again, by being in the trailer. Overall, guys, I'm kind of struggling to really say anything about this movie. While it's acted fine, the story's interesting enough, it doesn't really have a lot of whole originality that I can really say anything different from any other movie that it's like. Because going into this movie, I did think that it was going to be kind of similar to The Infiltrator, which was a Bryan Cranston movie that came out, I believe, 3 years ago. And though I don't really want to say it, because I don't think it's fair to kind of say this in a review, but honestly, go see that movie instead because it's so much better. It's better acted, it's better story, it's just an overall more interesting movie. But now, as for whether or not you should go see The Informer, well, I definitely enjoyed this movie a lot more than I thought I would. Well, not a lot, you know, just a little bit more than I thought I would. I wouldn't recommend that you should go out to the cinema to go see this one because it's too similar to most everything that we've already seen, and it just doesn't really have, you know, that cinema-going feel to it. So I'd say wait till it comes on Netflix and watch it then. But if you do like the way this movie looks and you do still want to go see it, then by all means, go see this one because you may find some entertainment out of it like I did, but I wouldn't say that it's all that great to go to the cinema for. Okay guys, that's my review for The Informer. If you've seen it, what did you think about it? And what's your favourite movie about drug busts? Whatever it is, drop it in the comments below. And until next time, I've been Michael. See ya!